Alright guys, we're going to jump right into it. In our previous video, we talked about where we've been, what's been going on, where all the projects at, and I told you how we were kind of shuffling some of the projects around. The one behind me is actually one you should know, but we're going to be working on that today. Alright, so if you're new to the channel, this was my son's. It originally had a fully built 212 in it, cam, valve springs, billet connecting rod, billet flywheel, higher compression piston, bigger carb, exhaust header, the whole 9 yards. I'll insert some pictures and video from when we got that build done, and there should be a link somewhere to the playlist for the build of this bike. Custom 2-color transitioning paint. It's been clear coated, custom seat with the stitching that kind of matches the theme of the bike by MCO Parts. Hydraulic rear brake, 10-inch pit bike style front and rear tires and wheels. Titanium hardware everywhere, even the tensioner wheel for the chain lights up as the chain spins. This was all picked out by him, the color and everything, the kind of theme for it. Got it built, got it running, and he rode it a few times, had a blast, but then kind of gradually, and this should have been an indicator for me, gradually it started having trouble starting, and then it would run like a dog until it got to wide open throttle, and then it would pull really good. So it was hard for him to ride, it was very finicky, and it was too loud for him. So this Christmas he got an electric dirt bike. I'll insert a picture or two of that here. He loves that thing. It's quiet, it's quick. You just jump on it, turn the key, and twist the throttle, and away you go. The motor in this originally, because of those problems, I sold it. I listed it online, pulled it out of the bike, let it go with all the parts on it. I was completely frustrated, and I just couldn't get it to run. Now, I'm not God's gift to tuning these little motors by any means, but I've never had that many problems out of one of these 212s before. Problem wasn't the motor itself. When when I was getting ready to sell it, I pulled it out, and as I was cleaning it up, I already had an offer. The guy was on the way. I was just wiping it down, making sure everything was there, and it was nice and clean. I realized the intake manifold going to the head, I had to pull the studs out and use 2 bolts. Those 2 bolts, I never tightened all the way down, and I didn't thread lock them. So what happened was those 2 bolts backed out just enough to create a gap and a huge vacuum leak on the motor. Wasn't getting fuel into the motor, it was dribbling down the side of the motor, and it ran great at full throttle because there was enough vacuum created that it sucked that intake manifold right to the head, and it ran fine. But the second you let off, that gap opened up and it ran like crap. But it was too late. I'd already had a verbal agreement with the guy. He was super excited for it, and he was on his way. So let the motor go, held on to the bike with every intention of doing an electric motor swap on it, and just hadn't gotten around to it. And now fast forward, he has my son has the electric dirt bike, has totally lost interest in this, and I've got too many other bigger projects which will be coming up in their own episodes and series to really do anything with this. So what I did was went ahead and found the Harbor Freight Predator 212 on sale, picked that up, and all I've done is bolted it in, disconnected the low oil sensor. It still has the governor, everything in it, hooked up the throttle, hooked up the kill switch. I've ordered a clutch and chain for it and a chain guard, and we're going to put some oil in it, we're going to put some gas in it, we're going to get it all put together, we're going to make sure it runs. I'm going to take it up and down the street a few times, and then unfortunately, we'll be selling this bad boy. So this will be going to a new home, and hopefully somebody will get some fun out of it and get to riding it. We also have another, I'm not sure I did a full video on it, but it was on our social media pages, a custom built mini chopper bike that I had built. That is actually coming back to the channel, and we're going to pretty much do the same thing to that. We're going to go through it, clean it up, fix what needs to be fixed, test ride it, and that's going to be for sale. So definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us on social media if you're interested in one of these bikes or want to see some of the behind the scenes footage of those. Once these 2 small engine bikes are gone, I have one other small engine powered, I wouldn't even call it a bike. It's not a go-kart, it's not a bike, but it is a Predator 212 powered, let's call it a vehicle. That's going to be coming to the channel. We're going to build that. We'll keep that one. And then I have another bike, which is the one that I mentioned in previous videos, that I'm going to start trying to sell as a kit and sell parts for, that you can build your own. And then we have 2 full-size bikes, one of which actually started the channel but has never been showcased on the channel. And I've had that bike for over 10 years, and we're just now getting to the point where we're getting close to being done on it. Full video and series on that one. Right in front of me, but hopefully out of frame for you guys, is a brand new to me bike. Cool fact, both of these full-size bikes are made by the same manufacturer. That's a little hint. Completely different spectrum, ends of the spectrum, as far as bikes go, but this new to me bike will also get a full series. We'll do an intro video, I'll tell you what the goals are, We'll throw a bunch of parts at it. We'll do some maintenance. We'll do some moto vlogging with it. I'm really excited about this. I've wanted this bike for a very long time. Finally in a position to get it. I feel like I'm talking too much, so I'm going to shut up, and we're going to get to some time lapses and some still images, throwing the clutch and everything on this bad boy, and getting it to the point that we can ride it. And yeah, all right, let's get into it. One other thing I've done to this bike, this is an RCF lowrider frame. You can see where it gets its name from. There is no kickstand on this bike because it rests on the pegs. I've put these little axle collars on the pegs with these are just handlebar grips that I've cut the end off of. It gives your foot something to sit on. Doesn't slip off as easy. But to increase the turning radius of the bike, I cut off about 1.5 inches of the peg and kind of pushed everything in. And that will give me a little more lean angle before it scrubs and a little tighter turning radius. Another thing that you'll see in the build video series is this is not painted hardware. This is actually burnt titanium hardware, and there is a considerable amount of it on this bike. Washer there's titanium has got holes drilled in it, speed holes. Some there, some on the rear, little bits here and there. I will tell you that that titanium hardware on that bike cost almost as much as a new Predator motor. So whoever gets this bike, yeah, you're gonna get a steal.